Hello, I'm Pavel Schlahovsky, partner with Steve Harris, Plus Investment Group, and I have a few pages. My first time at a board meeting in my life like this, so I only printed 2 copies.
That's okay, we can share.
But I want to show you who can I bring this over to.
You can just pass out one copy to the two of them and one copy to the two of us.
There's one copy here, one copy here. This is what I want to discuss. And here's a copy of the sales agreements for both properties. They just printed one of each. So the overview that we had is we actually turned between 8 and 10 apartments, high loft ceiling apartments, possible balconies. The overview we have is 22 Milwaukee is an old French club that has been abandoned for many years. It is slated to be torn down. Up until recently, the property surrounding the building was not for sale, leaving less than needed parking for an apartment or any viable, suitable use. The goals for tonight I would like to present is to start the process to reverse the decision to tear down. Sorry.
Reading, could you slow down so we can hear?
Sure, no problem. The goals that we wanted to present here is to start the process to reverse the decision to tear down. 2 is set a process to move forward on purchasing the property and learn what is needed to permit the use of an 8 to 10 unit apartment. The 3rd is to need a commitment from the board for necessary due diligence for a time. The background, this is my partner's background. He's not here because his kids had a baseball function to go with family. But Steve Harris's background, my partner, 17 years in the business. He has a total of 145 local apartments, multifamily, larger and smaller. Self-managed with privately owned management company, Blessed Investment Group. All of his current rents units have been distressed. They were distressed units. The track history, we buy distressed houses and we remodel it. We partner with my company, Schlag Construction. We have 70 plus employees in the company. We're a good outfit with a good reputation. And we have financing backing through Enterprise Bank, Commercial Bank, or Slovenian Savings and Loan. And we have an architect ready to start the project and to be able to develop these drawings. We did attach a structural engineer report by Ed Herzl, assessed the building as structurally sound and serviceable. And there's a report on the 2nd page behind it. The reason for this project is 1, pay back taxes to make current to the township, and 2, for you guys not to have to pay to tear it down $45,000. The 2nd page has the structural report by the engineer that the bones are good, and it can be serviceable, and it can be engineered and properly put together into a functioning property. There's a report there, there's a phone number, there is, if anybody on the board or a township engineer wants to call and discuss what he has found in the report. And then the 3rd page has some pictures. They were bad print copy, but that's the pictures of the exterior of the building. And then the last page shows the property parcels. And we do have 2 properties under contract. One is the Milwaukee building itself, pending obviously board's decision for us to be able to try to salvage this property. And also the property right next to it has, we do have, you can see how we have almost a 1 acre space that we would like to turn into a parking space or necessary space for this property to be able to tie them together. So that's our, I wish Steve would have been here to meet everybody. He's a great guy, he's been in business for many years, a great family guy. He's involved as a baseball coach at South Fayette, the high school and kids. He would have loved to have been here, but his commitment was to be there before this meeting was happening.
So are you asking us for a decision this evening, or are you just asking for the ability to start looking into the process of whether or not this can be done? I mean, it seems like you're pretty far down that road.
We're pretty far. We have an architect ready to start, but we don't want to start something if you guys already have a schedule to be torn down. We'd like to have the decision of tearing down to give us time to put the project together and plans together to present to you. Maybe it's the next board meeting, but we would like to try to get permission from you to be able to delay the process, and then we would start our due diligence. We have 30 days to put together a package with the build out, and I mean it's a quick time frame to put together drawings, not for construction but for planning and budgeting purposes.
So why don't we add you to the August agenda
Please.
But then we will also start the process with our solicitor, reaching out to Judge Emery to try to see.
I think we're gonna have an executive session with Gretchen to go over some of the terms, that we would have to make sure
Right.
we would be part of the agreement before we can approach Judge Emery.
So you want to wait until after August?
No, I'm saying this month the board should meet with Gretchen and go over some terms that.
But we will need to publicly approve terms once they're agreed to with them. So that would have to be done in August.
Would be with his company.
That's what I'm saying. So we can't do that with an executive session with him behind closed doors. So we have to, so they can present, we can work with Gretchen over the next month on terms via email, and then
We're
work.
gonna give it to them, the terms we could live with, and if they're willing to accept those terms, then we can approve it at the meeting in August.
Okay.
If I may suggest something, if it's possible, I don't know what the terms would be, but one of the thoughts that we had was, you guys have bids and things together to tear this down for $45,000. If we would put that money in escrow, that if we don't come through with this project, that if money's there, we're not gonna back out of the deal if we're gonna go through with the project. But it's something to think about when you guys do your terms. I don't know how that all works, but just, like I said.
Why don't you, our normal solicitor's not here this evening, so give us like a week to have it, we'll get an executive session together with her. If you leave your information with our township manager, Don G. Saldo, I think we have it, we can get back in touch with you, and then you can present at our August meeting.
So, next step of action is for me to reach out to Dawn.
Yeah, he's right here.
Okay.
So before you leave tonight, just give him your information, he'll give you his, we can communicate back and forth, and we will have an executive session to come up with some terms.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Right.
Before Gretchen does anything.
Well, we can't go to Judge Emery until we know there's terms, that's what Tom said.
Right.
And he's right, yeah.
When we do this, what do we do Monday?
We have to wait to see when Gretchen's coming back, the 19th, yeah, we could do it the 19th.
Yeah, that's just to build a building plan, you don't know Gretchen.
I'm sure she'll be back on the 19th. She's back on the 19th. I don't know, I'll find out if she's gonna be back on the 19th.
Let's plan on, see if she can help us on the 19th.
Okay, yep, sounds good. All right, old business. Klinger Park, just an update on the connector road. They're starting the process of that construction, so that's moving forward. We're waiting for Matchalotti at South Point Fieldhouse to follow through with some things that he owes us. Remember when he ran that pipe through the center? He owes us some things too related to a parking lot for the Montour Trail. We are actively working, as you know, I've been actively working to continue that the original plan, I guess you would say, that was put into place, but I've met some resistance from the Kanamaku Soccer Association. I've asked them now for 2 months in a row for a future plan, what they intend to invest, what they intend to do. I even followed up with the guy today and asked him, and I've gotten absolutely no response. So I think at this board, at some point in the near future, there is outside interest for development. Maybe in our August meeting or September meeting, we need to consider whether or not we're going to be able to move forward with Klinger Park, or we need to figure out a different plan of attack. Now opening it up if nobody else has any old business. Citizens, general comments and questions. Anybody have any comments or questions for something that does not appear on the agenda?